growing up as a kid, yeah. All a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from.
So this has been a really common question among the Pittsburgh Steelers community. And this question is, can Diontae Johnson be the next Antonio Brown? Now, Diontae Johnson is coming off a really solid rookie campaign. In my opinion, he was the MVP of the Steelers offense in 2019. Now, him coming off a really impressive rookie campaign, now with a healthy Ben Roethlisberger, the question is, how good would Diontae Johnson be this season, and can he be the next Antonio Brown? Now, Diontae Johnson in 2019 was really good, and he was injured. I don't know if a lot of you guys knew that, but story came out a few weeks or a month ago that Diontae Johnson played most of 2019 hurt. So imagine a fully healthy Diontae Johnson with a fully healthy Ben Roethlisberger. That's a scary sight. Now, can he be the next Antonio Brown? Now, when you look at Antonio Brown and Diontae Johnson, a lot of people talk about how good of route runners those two guys were. Antonio Brown was literally, in my opinion, the best route runner in the NFL during his time. And he was really good, not only creating separation, but being able to make things happen after the catch with the ball in his hands. And that's something that Diontae Johnson was really good at doing last season. Now, can he be the next Antonio Brown this season? That remains to be decided. Because a lot of people talk about the separation and how good they are after the catch and their ability to make plays. But a thing that I've noticed a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to this Diontae Johnson and Antonio Brown discussion is the difference between Diontae right now and what Antonio Brown was able to do in his prime was how good Antonio Brown was at making contested catches. How great of a wide receiver Antonio Brown was at adjusting for the ball mid-air and having great body control. Like Antonio Brown, despite not being the most physically imposing wide receiver, being quite undersized for a wide receiver, not being all that big, he was able to make some really great catches throughout his Pittsburgh Steelers career. I mean, he made some incredible catches. Like, Antonio Brown's made catches in quadruple coverage, triple coverage, double coverage. Some really great catches. And that's all because Antonio Brown had great upper body strength and great body control. Now, last season, Diontae Johnson in 2019, we didn't really get to see a lot of that. We didn't really get to see a lot of Diontae Johnson making catches in quadruple coverage and double coverage and things like that. We saw Diontae Johnson being able to consistently beat one-on-one man coverage. And he was able to prove that he was a really good number one wide receiver if the Steelers needed him to be. But we didn't really get to see him make those kind of catches or be put in those kind of opportunities or those kind of situations to make the kind of catches Antonio Brown was able to make. Now, part of that was because Devlin Duck Hodges didn't have the arm strength to put Diontae Johnson in those kind of situations. And Mason Rudolph, although he had a great arm, didn't have the accuracy. Now you got Ben Roethlisberger, who is one of the best deep ball throwers in the NFL. The question is, can Diontae Johnson make those catches that Antonio Brown was able to make? That's why I'm not as quick as most Steelers fans are to say that Diontae Johnson is going to be the next Antonio Brown. Can he be the next Antonio Brown? Yes, the potential is there. But right now, I'm not going to say that he is. Because that is some really high expectations to try to live up to. And I feel like every NFL player needs to become their own person. Now, everybody wants to say Diontae Johnson is going to be the next Antonio Brown because they have comparable skill sets. But I think the most important thing about Antonio Brown that Diontae Johnson doesn't have in his arsenal right now is his ability to make impossible catches, his great body control, his great upper body strength. And last year, something that really plagued Diontae Johnson was he wasn't all that strong. Now, this offseason, he has been putting on weight. He has been working on bulking up and getting stronger. Now the question is he going to be able to make those tight, contested catches that Antonio Brown was able to make week in and game out? That's what, in my opinion, I felt separated Antonio Brown from the majority of these wide receivers in the past decade. Great upper body strength and great body control and really good mid-air at adjusting and catching the football. Those are three characteristics, if you're a wide receiver, that are really hard to master. Really hard. Not a lot of wide receivers can come into the NFL and be able to do those three things. Now, Diontae Johnson, as of right now, is really good. He can be the Steelers' #1 option. But can he be the next Antonio Brown? I'm not as quick as most Steelers fans are to make that claim. Because like I said, with that comes very high expectations. And Antonio Brown was one of the best wide receivers of this past decade. Now I get it. Everybody said Diontae Johnson is a great route runner, able to make things happen like Antonio Brown, but like I've been saying, Antonio Brown made some great catches, great upper body strength, great body control. And I haven't really seen Diontae Johnson be put in those situations to kind of make those kind of grabs, and I haven't really seen those kind of catches out of him from last season. So I'm still undecided if Diontae Johnson can be the next Antonio Brown. Now, I know everybody's going to say Diontae Johnson can become the next Diontae Johnson. Now, I know that, but that's just an interesting debate amongst the Pittsburgh Steelers fandom that's been thrown around a lot this offseason. Everybody likes to see what a player can be. Now, we get that everybody knows that Diontae Johnson is going to be the next Diontae Johnson, but could he be as good as Antonio Brown? That is the question. Can he do what Antonio Brown was able to do? That is the question. And that's why I made a video about it, because I just wanted to get my thoughts, my opinion, and I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Diontae Johnson is going to be able to be the next Antonio Brown, or could he potentially be molded into having the similar skill set that Antonio Brown had? Or do you feel that Diontae Johnson is just a completely different breed, and he might not be able to do what Antonio Brown was able to do? So, you guys let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section down below. Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content, and thanks for watching.